I'd like to welcome every individual to Voices of Integrity podcast, and we're going through the movie book library, and today we're going through a Thomas Jefferson Education. So on a trip out to Reno a number of years ago, I met a guy, and he said, "You ought to get the book of Thomas Jefferson Education." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "It gives you the foundation for which the educational system was created." And I said, "Okay." So I did. And I'm telling you, this thing is amazing. So the 10 rules that the Harvard Business School of Law um, came up with to be successful in the 21st century is the ability to define problems without a guide, the ability to ask hard questions which challenge prevailing assumptions, the ability to quickly assimilate needed data from the masses of irrelevant information, the ability to work in teams without guidance, the ability to work absolutely alone, the ability to persuade others that your course is the right one, the ability to conceptualize and organize information into new patterns, the ability to discuss ideas with an eye towards application. And 9 and 10 is the ability to think inductively, deductively, and dialectically. And so our youngest son and I and Tom Kuntz did a 10-week series on these different, when he was, I don't know, 9 years old or something. And so the educational system in America was created to create factory workers. And it did that. It did that. But, there's not as many factories now as there were back then. And so the educational system is struggling. It's struggling to keep up. It doesn't help when the educational system teaches a whole bunch of stuff, that politically correct stuff and a whole bunch of other stuff that doesn't really help you in life. Does it help you with your economic engine? Does it help you, does it help you achieve the things that you want to achieve in life? Or does it just mess up your mind even more? And these are hard questions. And so Voices of Integrity, the whole podcast series, is not designed to make you feel good. It's not to go ahead and seduce you into, something. It's to go ahead and challenge your mind. And so we're not afraid of the hard questions here. So anyone else have any other thoughts or questions on a Thomas Jefferson Education?
I do not.
Nope.
Okay.
Does it have any people that it's worked really well on? Sort of recommendations?
Well, my guess is that probably, Bill Gates, I'm guessing Elon Musk, I'm guessing all of these guys, Peter Thiel, I'm guessing that if that's what you're asking, are you asking for some validation to see if this is accurate or not?
Sure.
Okay. So now Luke is like, man, okay. So Bill Gates and, and Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and like all these guys, they think like this. And so Luke is now on board because now he's got, like it's not doubting Thomas. Luke is not going to go ahead and be known as doubting Luke. He's not going to be known as that. But he wants validation, which is okay. Why am I so okay with Luke wanting validation? Like he wants to have proof. He doesn't want faith. He wants proof. Why am I okay with that? There's two major reasons. Go ahead.
Because you're such a great guy and you're just supporting him.
Sorry, I didn't realize that, but that's true for sure. And so no, it's because he's an accountant. And that, I think, to be a good accountant, you just have to be cynical of everything. I mean, except yourself. You have a lot of confidence in that. And then the other is analytics. So analytics is kind of how they're wired. Luke was created to be like this. And so this is one of Luke's greatest strengths. But that strength can become a weakness very quickly. So now that Luke has validation, like these guys are the ones that do it, is that enough for Luke? Probably not. He's going to want more and more. And it's like the analytic, there's no amount of data that really satisfies their mind. But I could be wrong. I mean, I was wrong 7 times in 1 year. So obviously, I don't even know why any of you listen to me. Because it's like, why would you listen to somebody that's been wrong 7 times in 1 year? That's being wrong more than once every other month. Like, really? So, Luke, did that help to have examples of people this has worked on?
A little bit, yes.
But what Luke wants is he wants more. He probably wants a case study, and then he wants probably Bill Gates and Stephen Jobs. I mean, he's passed, so I don't know how you're going to get a signature from him. And then you're going to want to go ahead and have something from Elon Musk with a signature. But then is the signature real or not? And then I really need to talk to each of them and interview them. So it's almost like the analytic sets themselves up for a situation where they're not going to believe anything, which is okay. It's almost like it takes the childlike curiosity, it takes the eagerness out. Questions or thoughts? So you guys can keep talking here. I'll be back in hopefully a second here.
He seems like he's in a mood today. Uh, so how old is this girl?
36.
36.
She's got an 8-year-old.
Oh no, dude. This is recorded. So, whoa, how'd you meet her?
At an airport.
Oh my goodness. Did you approach her? Did she approach you?
I approached her.
Oh my God. You are desperate. Um,
I'm not desperate, I'm thorough.
thorough. Perfect. She has an 8-year-old. Yes. Um, is the
I want
8-year-old
to
a
have a
boy
lot
or
of
girl?
kids. That's just a head start.
Is it though? Because 36, that's not too much time left, buddy. I'm just saying.
I know, but I might adopt some.
What?
I might
You can
adopt a
adopt.
few.
You can
Okay.
adopt with a younger woman too. Just letting you know.
The younger women are stupid at times.
Yeah.
So
No,
are
I
the
agree.
older women.
Younger women are stupid.
Yes, but older women can think that they know it all when they really don't.
Are you talking about yourself?
I'm not 36.
You're not 36?
No, I'm not 36. I got at least 7 more years of prime, okay?
If I ever meet her, I'll be like, "Oh, is this your mom?"
How
Yes,
old
10
are
yes,
you?
years is not that much to be my mom.
How old are you, Luke?
I'm 25.
Okay, no, physically impossible.
Yeah,
that's good.
thank you. Thank you.
Oh, he's back. Hello, handsome. How are you today?
Doing well, honey. Thanks for
That's
sharing.
good.
So
Good.
what did you guys accomplish in the last whatever 5 minutes? I mean, was it something significant? Did you guys go into significant conversations? Did you help Luke at all with whatever he wants help with? Did you did you help Ben with what he wanted to help with?
We did all those things.
Well, hi Elena, honey. How are you, sweetie?
It's with the bears
Okay. That makes sense. Yes.
for your birthday.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's mine too. Oh, yeah, the Burnstar
I
Bears.
thought I don't
Oh, yeah,
believe
absolutely. That's really cool.
it. I just read it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Thanks for being on. You help make the podcast interesting.
Here you go. Let's see, I think I'll put you.
Well, hi there, buddy. How are you, my friend? Yeah. How are you? Yeah. All right. So Ben, um, so connecting it back into a Thomas Jefferson education. Like in helping you, like a lot of dads try to um, build their sons into their own image.
Do you feel like you do that?
No, for sure. If I did, if somebody said I think you did, I'd say, okay, I think we can all agree that I have not been successful at it.
Yeah, no, I could agree on that.
Yeah. So I think I realized at a very, young age as a father that, you know, um, that my children, especially my son, are very different than I am. And I don't think, I
But
don't
similar
think
in some ways.
in a few, yeah. I think if we put two columns and said all of the things you guys are similar to me and all the things you guys are different from me, I think that there would be far more differences than the same, but I could be wrong. That would be an interesting exercise to do. I think
So
you and I need to go on another vacation together. I'm feeling like a vacation. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like a vacation with you. Like that was fun. Just you and I in the hot tub doing whatever we want to do, not have to worry. Man. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
second guessing saying what I was about to say, I might get a
Don't second guess it.
lose
Just
a
let her rip.
vacation.
Yeah, just let her rip.
Let it rip. I don't know. The question. Sorry, I got a wild rat. I lost my train of thought. Save me here.
It'll come back.
Okay.
So it'll come back. Luke, anything you want to accomplish?
No.
Okay.
How to seduce a 45-year-old? Oh,
No,
oops, I
I'm
said it.
I'm really good at that. It's not an issue.
Well, at least it's
um,
easier for her and easier for you.
so
Easy's good
does
sometimes.
anyone want to rescue this from going down this direction further?
I don't know why. Why do we avoid this scenario? I like this scenario.
I know that's what's a little frightening to me.
Do you have a word of wisdom potentially about temptresses? Avoiding them, that sort of thing. I feel like I could use some conviction.
Yeah. And and so Thomas Jefferson Education. Um, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into, we're going to go into, um, we're going to go into another segment here. And so on a Thomas Jefferson Education, um, I guess we'll wrap it up. I don't know. Like sometimes the ones you think maybe aren't the best end up being the best. Like I wish that I could convey to everybody to read this book. If you don't, you could read Rosanna's, cliff notes on the book. And so, you could do that. And um, so I wish like, in all of these here, these are books that I've read that's made a big impact on my life and how I think. And so it's impossible, literally impossible, to get the authors of these books into your life. So I think somebody said the average number of years of experience it takes to write a book is like, I don't know, 35 years to write a book. You have to have 35 years of life experience before you can write a book. I don't know where they came up with it or how they came up with it, but something like that. So what you're doing is you're gaining an author's 35 years of experience all condensed down into, and most of you probably have not written a book, so you don't understand the process. I've written 17 books. So so I appreciate the process more. And so that's what I wish. I don't like to read. I just don't. I don't like to read books, but I do it and because of what it does to my mind. The benefit that I gain from how I think it's immeasurable. I mean, it's immeasurable how much it impacts my mind. What impacts my mind? Go ahead.
Why would you want to change the way you think,
Because
especially with a person like you?
why? What does that mean?
Like it's just like if if you're at a point where you feel that you've thought pretty good and you think things through and you're not really a bad person, why would you want to change that? Could that alter relationships in a bad way, in theory?
In theory, absolutely it could. That's theory. Bill Gates, at the pinnacle of his success in Microsoft, said we're 18 months from being put out of business. So, I mean, he's at the top of his game, but he understands the game changes very quickly. And so, I think if you're not growing, you're dying. I think that either if I think the same way in another year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years that I do now,
Growing hurt your relationship with your family and or your wife, would you do that?
for sure.
Still, either way.
Yep, absolutely.
So you're gonna leave them
Well,
in
that
the
was a
dust.
big jump.
Like leave them, like, you know, if you're growing and they're staying still, and that could hurt your relationship and so on and so forth. That could cause issues. See
Yeah,
what I'm
I'd still
saying?
grow. I'd still grow. Because I believe everyone's created to grow. And if you're not growing, you're dying. I mean, one of the things that, like after my dad died, I don't know, a few weeks or so after he died, I was sitting at my chair at my desk, and all of a sudden a weird thought hit me. I'm like, I wonder what Grandpa's doing. I wonder what my dad is doing now. And I'm like, he's dead. And I'm like, but I wonder what he's doing. And so I went ahead and I went to a coffee connection. If you're not part of a coffee connection, start a coffee connection. All you need is one person. That's you. If you're like me, that'll be the best coffee connection you ever have because you don't have anybody stupid sitting at the table with you. It's just you. So no stupid people. Arrogant people say, that seems like you're really arrogant, Mark. I don't know. You're probably one of the stupid people I'd prefer not sitting at my table. I don't know. But I love talking with intelligent people. When I say intelligent, I don't mean book smart. I mean people who actually think about life and stuff like you guys. You guys show up. This is not a feel good type of podcast. So I went to the coffee connection and Joe Reed was there and I just met him a few weeks earlier. And I said, yeah, like I had this weird thought just the other day about my dad. And I wondered, like, what's he doing right now? Joe Reed, he was like in his 60s or 70s. He didn't even pause, nothing. It's a reflex. He said what he was designed to do. He's dead and he was doing what he was designed to do. And then I immediately remember I got frustrated. I said, that really frustrates me. And he's like, why? I said, why do you have to die to do what you were designed to do? Doesn't make any sense. And so I feel that my dad kind of gave up on life.
Do you feel like you're doing what you're designed to do?
I do.
Do you think mom is?
I think she's closer than she's ever been in her life. Yes, I think she's, I told Alyssa,
Out of all the brothers and sisters, who do you think besides John, did what they didn't sign to do.
Right? It's a good question. Be a good question for the siblings to ask one another.
But you don't have an answer to that bias.
Well, it's a complex one that I'm not sure that people would understand. I mean, it's similar to asking me, who's my favorite child?
Yeah, but you already answered that.
You think. I said, so, you know, I have 10 grandchildren. Who's my favorite grandchild? So
One that
most
complains
people
the less.
think of your favorite as being, the favorite child is the one that does what you want them to do, and they're obedient, they're nice, and they tell you, and they're good. But maybe that's not the best way to think of it. Maybe the best way to think of it is think about your child as your children is your favorite might be the one that's challenged you the most, the one that's hardest to deal with, the one that you have to reach down and say, what in the world? How am I going to be like the one that challenges you could be your favorite. It's not your fun. Which child is the most fun? That wasn't the question. It's which one is your favorite. Well, the favorite might be the hardest one. So
That's just
I might be,
so
I might be giving an
frustrating for people
answer.
to understand.
Well, again, that's why I like having coffee connections of one.
It's just so wacky, dude. I can't understand why people listen to this podcast and it's like there's
Right.
something wrong with your dad. Like he's just
Right.
a like and then it's just like you just gotta change how you think. You just tell them that. It ticks them off.
Right. Right. Because they don't want to be challenged, which is fine. It's fine. Like, so hopefully you think this was good. Wait until, we do the follow-up podcast. We're going to get into some spicy stuff. I have a feeling something about seductresses or something like that, seducers. And so you think this was good, wait until the next one. Yeah, hopefully this is beneficial for you. We're going to be going into a beautiful mind, and that one, I had this imagery of a beautiful mind. I'm going to share the imagery, but then my youngest brother, he destroyed that imagery. And a lot of trauma there. I've got a section for trauma. Anyways, so it's going to be, you think this one was good, wait until, next week's podcast, because it's like this stuff is mind blowing when you allow it to blow your mind, if you want it to blow your mind. And Ben's question about would you grow even if it hurt your marriage or blew your marriage up or your kids, would you grow? And I would, because that's who I was created. That's who I think I was created to be. I think that's who everyone's created to be. I don't think I'm special. I think everybody is created to grow. And if they're not growing, they're dying. And so, people with high egos, especially men, they're dying. They just are. They're just dying. They're not growing. So hopefully this has been helpful. Always remember we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.